my camera went off. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our talk show, After Dark. I'm Josh, and
I'm DJ.
This is the number one podcast in this room.
I feel like your openings are just bad.
I'm DJ. I'm Josh.
That's how it sounds.
So it'd be like that. I'd be like, hello, everyone. And welcome back to Breaking News.
Welcome back to our talk show. Don't forget we have audio versions on Anchor FM, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasting needs. Also, it is the start of December, which means our charity this month is Toys for Tots, because it's about to be Christmas. You can go down to any of your local stores, Walmart, Target, Publix, churches, donate an unwrapped gift.
Biker bars.
Do not wrap your gifts before you donate them. They will just have to unwrap them anyways.
Do not give stuffed animals because they're not wrapped.
And as always, the link will be, down below if you want to just go and you don't have a link down below.
I do. I can't believe you just cut me off like that.
It's better that way. Don't forget we have 2 shows. We do Tuesdays between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon. And Wednesdays, which is today, between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6. I think that's it for the openings. What do you got for us, Josh?
Today on Fuck My Life comes from New Zealand. Today, my daughter will finally learn that you can't sleep your way to success. After she tried and failed to seduce her married boss, she was sacked and blacklisted as a potential lawsuit through every company specializing in her chosen career.
I feel like that doesn't happen as often as it should, right?
It's okay, Mom. I'll just fuck my boss and make my way to the top. I have no job and I can't work anywhere in my career.
Some people, right? At least they weren't working for a family business,
That'd been weird.
right? Oh, that's
Stop
crazy.
talking to your dad that way.
What kind of news do we got today?
None.
None.
You didn't find any. It's weird.
I didn't find any news.
Not one.
No news today. I guess that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching.
We're gonna talk about DJ's feelings, and that's all we have for today.
DJ doesn't have feelings.
Actually, I switched this news out for yesterday's cocaine one for Walmart.
What do you mean?
2 Walmarts. I had this one. I'm about to say about the lady that wins a lawsuit and the cocaine toy. So I chose the cocaine toy.
For yesterday's?
Yeah. So I read this one already. So our first news is an Alabama jury just ordered Walmart to pay $2.1 million to a woman who was accused of shoplifting.
So I was looking over that, right? And apparently it was over like $40 some of groceries.
She didn't do it though.
Well, right, she didn't do it. The scanner was malfunctioning. And one of the Walmart associates was even helping her scan out. And then when she was arrested,
She left.
taken to jail.
She went home. Then later was arrested on charges of shoplifting.
Right.
But it was dismissed a year later for want of prosecution.
Well, and then, Walmart lawyers were trying to send her letters saying, hey, if you give us $200, we'll drop the case.
Yeah. More than the cost of the groceries.
And because it was drug out over a year or something, it completely wrecked her name and credibility and stuff like that. She had been fired by her employer and all kinds of shit. So they turned around and countersued.
They tried.
And of course, won. Was it like $2.7 million?
And the max was 2.1.
But
So inside the company believed employees acted properly. He added that it considered the 2.1 million damages to exceed legal limits and would be filed an appeal.
right. Well, but like I said, it was
Making it awkward, the jury found Walmart had abused a process known as civil recovery.
right.
But the same jury did not find Walmart or the law firm liable for the suit's allegation of false arrest. But she still won.
It's just crazy to think like it was a complete and total misunderstanding. But because Walmart lawyers persisted,
Oh yeah.
it
So it
was,
was dropped. And now you're coming after her.
oh right, they had let it go. But then again, like I said, the Walmart lawyers tried to keep pushing. Right, it's like, oh, send us $200 and we'll drop all the things. But by then it was too fucking late. Her
It's supposed
name
to already be dropped.
right, her name was fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Especially because it was in papers, it was in the news, it was all kinds of shit. So she turned around and sued
And won.
Walmart and won.
On accident.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I feel like big corporations do shit like that, and because they've got the money and stuff to
Drag you
fight,
through the mud.
right, and drag you through the mud and stuff like that. Like, I'm surprised they're not like, well, in 2001 she stole a pack of gum when she was 13. So this seems plausible. So it's just crazy the way that the big corporations and stuff do that kind of stuff. Then a lot of times you don't hear about it.
They fucked themselves.
See,
at first the jury wasn't accusing anyone of anything, basically, like you said, misunderstanding.
right.
But the defendant was engaged in a pattern and practice falsely accused innocent Alabama citizens of shoplifting, and therefore, after attempting to collect money from the innocent accused, the suit said, civil recovery is legal in Alabama. It's one way for realtors to recoup losses for shoplifting, but they said Walmart discontinued its civil recovery program several years ago, and that's why they lost.
So basically they lied
Yeah, fuck themselves.
and got caught.
Yeah.
Again, big corporations are always doing things like that.
You got what your state you're in.
You know, because like I said, you know, they've got the money, they've got the power, they can, you know, bury you. It is the same thing with the McDonald's, right? You remember the McDonald's case with the old lady about the coffee being too goddamn hot?
3rd-degree burns on her thighs.
Right, on her thighs and crotch area. They tried to say all kinds of things about the lady and the son or the grandson or whatever. You know, they were driving recklessly and she was clumsy and
from working for a company,
you
there's
know,
a list of things they're asked, like what type of shoes were they wearing,
right?
Were they holding anything,
you know,
anything that could help
the case.
Like, oh, you slipped and fell. Was she wearing sandals? Those sandals have
right
things on it. Were they holding anything unbalanced or anything too heavy?
They look for any reason for it to not be their fault.
Well, no, we probably could still get sued, but not
You
to
know.
the max. You get what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't
Right.
100% our fault.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they, you know.
So that's the McDonald's. Were they driving recklessly? How was she holding her cup? Was she shaking? Was she?
Right.
Why didn't you put in a cup holder?
But the fact of the matter is the coffee was too goddamn hot.
Which it said it was hot.
You know, which yes, it
But
said
you
it was.
drank it, it spilled. See, there's a difference. It was too hot to drink.
Right.
Which it does say caution hot, but it's so hot that you give you 3rd-degree burns.
Right. It shouldn't be
That's
that
hot.
Right. You know, I mean, it was almost boiling at that point.
And it exploded in her crotch.
Right. Which who can drink boiling coffee at that point?
That's why it says hot.
Yeah. Well, no, I get it says hot, right? But hot doesn't.
Shit, what are we in fucking
you
away in
know,
Canada? It's so cold out, they had to get boiling coffee?
Hot and boiling are two different things.
That's correct.
You know, you can have hot coffee.
Have hot chocolate. It's
You
supposed to be
know,
hot.
and
Not boiling hot. that
right. No,
burns
it's
your fucking
it's
body.
insane. You know. The point is, though, that of course McDonald's lawyers drug this lady and her grandson through
They
the
won?
mud. Huh?
They won?
The lady did,
Mhm.
yeah.
But still, drag it that long is no point. You're
Right.
guilty. Like, go try to find your fraudulent people who slipped and fall.
Right.
Like, oh no, my neck, and they have other lawsuits against Walmart, Target.
Right.
You
Right.
go after those people.
Oh, and I've seen some crazy shit. Like if some of these YouTube videos will show like fraudulent people, right? Like there's ones where like people pull up and a guy's walking across the street,
Wham.
and the guy stops long time before the guy,
And he jumps on the car.
right? And then he jumps on the car.
I was like, what the fuck?
You know, like it's just
They have
like
dash cams.
right. I was like 10 foot back. Why'd you jump on my car from way over there?
Or the car that stopped
know.
short on purpose and tried to swerve in front of you as
Right.
you swerve to the left because you stopped short.
Yeah. Well, I've seen people, you know, like they'll walk up and hit their leg on your car and then fall over. It's like, oh my god.
Throw the bike. So I know
You
when some
know?
guy throws a bike that's bent. You're
Yeah,
what the
like
fuck?
you know. So it's
A
just
lawyer
like
comes up. I saw the whole thing.
things like that do happen,
They do.
but it you know,
We
It-
had it up in Fort Lauderdale. A fraudulent case.
it's reasons like that they
Because the guy
fucking
looked around.
try to drag your
He
ass.
slipped on purpose and his friend
You know,
took the wet floor sign away. That's all on camera.
he slipped on purpose.
Yeah, he
Oh,
looked
God.
around. He slipped, went on the ground, and his friend took the wet floor sign away. It was on the ground in front. But it's all on camera.
It's insane.
We won the case.
You know, I'm just saying, like certain stuff.
No, it's
You
true.
know, that's like.
Well, Walmart lost against being fat because there's no nutrients on their other things.
If I slip and fall, right, I'm just ow, and I get up and keep going.
But
That's
we don't
probably why.
don't have that mentality.
See, that's probably why, like I'm fucked up and poor, right? Because I got hurt plenty of times,
You could just wait it out.
and I didn't blame the businesses,
It's your fault.
you know.
You think it's your fault being clumsy.
Right, you know. It's like I walked out of
I'm top heavy.
a body shop one time, and they had tile steps outside, and it was raining,
We slipped.
and I slipped and fell. I just got back up and kept going.
Felt
Right,
embarrassed more than anything.
Right, I wasn't like, oh, I got to sue that body shop, because I mean, clearly, who puts tile on outside steps?
Stay in the
You know.
crosswalk. If you get hit by a car, that's more money. It's actually a part of it's in one of our videos. When we went to Walmart, that was the intro. Way to go, Brent.
I'm just saying though, like
I slip on crosswalks because I have no things on my sandals. So when it rains, the paint
yeah.
for the thing, I slip on it.
See, and
Gotta be careful.
just like that, right? I know that, so I walk flat-footed
You walk
and be
straight.
sure of my steps
Because you slip on the paint too.
because I slip. right? So instead of slipping, bust my ass, and it's like,
No,
I'm gonna.
Brent's like, give me a lottery
You know.
ticket.
Right.
He said he'd always parking lots the most. That's what he said. Parking lots the most.
You know. Oh, I slipped and fell and was
In the
ran over
parking
by
lot,
that
yeah.
Dodge Durango. I need to sue. You know.
Suing the car company. I'm suing.
And see, just like that, like I couldn't never
It's
sue
other-
because I
like,
just get fucked
I had a
over.
coworker got hit by a car. Car took off. He chased him. Got the license plate. Called the cops. Cops said, "Stop chasing him." So you had the license plate. He says yes. He goes, "Go home and meet you there." So he goes home, meets him there, gets the opposite thing, and the first thing he does is call his lawyer. Not go to the hospital. Calls his lawyer. Then goes to the hospital. Doesn't go to a doctor. Goes to a chiropractor that the lawyer recommended.
Right.
I was like, shouldn't you worry about your health?
Ambulance chaser.
Well, no. He called him purposely. Because it was a rental company car that hit him. So someone's car. So was driving it, a rental car, and hit him and took off.
Right.
So he's suing them personally for insurance and the rental car. But the first thing he did was call his lawyer.
See, just like that, right?
I was like, should you go to the hospital? So then he tries to bring me a note from his chiropractor. I was like, no, you need to go to your doctor to see if you're clear for work, not a chiropractor.
Right.
I was like, why did you go to a chiropractor in the first place that quickly, too, to make an appointment? Oh, that's the one the lawyer recommended.
See, like nowadays.
I was like, you called your lawyer. You need to go to a doctor.
I called my lawyer first, make sure everything was okay.
No, you had to miss enough work so you could sue for that claim, too.
It's like nowadays, right? So like when I got hurt, right?
Before you call a 911 call.
They make you sign a paper saying that you won't sue the company,
It's a waiver.
right, that you work for. But both times that I did that, right, like the first time was at Harbor Freight. I was hurt from football. I signed the paper. I was like, well, when I'm done with my injury, I'm going to come back to work. Came back to work. They waited a week. They fired me. Right? Greco did the same thing. Made me sign the paper. Came back to work. They waited a week. They fired me.
I didn't sign the paper.
Well, I probably shouldn't have, because now if you go back and
see, that's the paper you get for workman's comp.
You
Like if you
know.
hurt yourself at the job, so they come at workman's comp in that paper, going, if you agree to workman's comp, you can't sue us for other liabilities.
well, and that's the thing. You give your time and energy to
But
a
then
company.
again, you didn't get hurt at work
know.
for you to sign that paper.
Well, the second time I did, I was picking up a hood and something popped.
But did you get the workman's comp paper?
I honestly, I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Well, I'm
you
saying
know?
that's usually when that paper says you can't sue because you're agreeing to go to workman's comp, which will pay
Right.
for your damages. So you can't sue us and go to workman's comp.
Right. Well, and that's what I did.
But I'm
I
just
had
saying, other than
Aflac,
that, there's no reason to sign a waiver form saying you're not going to sue us.
And I wasn't planning on suing because realistically, once I got a little bit better, I wanted to try to go back to work. Now it wouldn't have worked out anyways because I can't sit for long periods of time. And,
Well, now, yeah.
and do things, but I still would have liked to try, and maybe we could have finagled my
Yeah.
schedule to help me out, but
I
no,
think-
they just fired me.
I think even if you sued, you probably wouldn't get.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, already injuries.
Yeah,
They're
from
already
past
there.
stuff.
He's overweight. He's too tall.
They'd have drug
Yeah.
me through the mud just like everybody else, So
Unless
there's
it's a permanent injury. Unless that caused a permanent injury.
now.
But it just added to his injury.
It didn't matter. Like I said, that especially because like I know that company. They're a New York, New Jersey based company.
My company doesn't.
They'll
They'll drag you so you run out of money.
yeah. Till you can't afford
You
to.
lost a finger. That's 6 figures at least. Thanks for-
I'll remember that next time. Lose a finger.
Try your best. Fucking Frank Gallagher over here. Like, how do you get on the city?
I don't know. It's like I said, a lot of companies like that, you just can't. There's
Our
nothing you can
government.
do.
Or the government.
Or the government. Especially the government. The government don't give a fuck.
A police chase. I lost my finger.
Right.
The police said it was during active duty, so it doesn't count. I wasn't even a victim. I wasn't even part of the police chase.
Like the day I almost got hit by a police cruiser coming out of halts in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you would get sued for damages to a police car.
When they were driving through
and interrupting a police investigation.
Driving through the little park there, fucking with their lights off. You know.
Well, first the guy came. You're like, whoa.
You know what the worst part is because they were such dicks, right? I saw one of the guys get away and just fucking let him. I was like, well, I'm not gonna talk to you. You're an asshole.
Be very careful for working for small businesses, from Linda Dishonest.
Yeah. Well, I don't work anymore because I'm fucked. You know, I'll have to remember if I get hurt here on the show to sue the shit out of you.
Thank God it's a nonprofit.
You better hope I don't get electrocuted or something. Touch one of the monitors and get fucking shocked.
In your own house? You're
going
to sue your wife?
I'm going to sue you.
Can't. We're not established business.
Oh, well, I'll see.
But the day we become.
Fuck there too, you know. Moving on. What's the next thing? What do we got for news now?
Google engineers claim they were fired for following "Don't Be Evil" policy.
Huh?
Google engineers claim they were fired for following its "Don't Be Evil" policy. Employees accused Google of firing them for calling the company out on its evil doings. Well, yeah.
Again, this goes right back to like the big corporations just do what they fuck they want.
Tots got kicked out for winning the lawsuit.
Right.
Yeah. Like he had to leave the premises.
Well, that's normally what happens.
Yeah.
Had he lost, he'd have been fine.
No, he still would have lost. Got kicked out.
Still got kicked out.
Just to prove a point.
Right. I'm telling you, big corporations, they just do what they want when they want.
3 ex-Google employees claim that Google has contracted obligations to abide by its well-known "Don't Be Evil" policy, and they are suing the company for allegedly terminating them for calling the evil doings out via NPR.
So probably what happened is they were.
It's voting for the. Look at the house insurance.
My house insurance. That's
I gotta pay that.
right, but
something about.
So that's crazy. They had a policy and
allegedly violating the company's data security policies. They claim they didn't leak any confidential information earlier this year.
Well, that's just like so like even if they do sue, right? Google just come back with like, well, see, you signed this clause here that says you won't talk about.
They all signed contracts that included "Don't Be Evil." So when the employees questioned and petitioned against Google's controversial cloud commuting contract with Trump's administration customs border, they believe that they were in accordance with their contracts.
Yeah, well, I'll just have to wait to see how that one pans out.
You should have read it better.
You know, I always say like you should always read as much of your contract as a lot of people don't though.
Well, it was I guess part of their new one they didn't sign yet.
You know, especially like because when you're desperate for work, you're not like, hey, let me read this 15-page fucking contract, right?
Well, if you're working for Google as an engineer,
right? You should
because of the patenting and you can't take your work home.
But that's what I'm saying. Like anybody, when they start for a job,
Google has a military contract.
Okay, they say, hey, sign here, initial here, blah blah blah. Virtually nobody takes the time to sit down and read some of the rules and shit in there, you know, because a lot of people, if they did sit down and read every rule in there, they probably wouldn't sign that shit and apply for that job.
Our job says that regardless of your job title, do as your manager asks.
Right.
You sign it.
But that's the thing, like when you work for a company or you have to get a regular job or you're broke, okay? When you're
trying to get money.
When you're broke, you're just trying to get money, right? You're not thinking, oh, well, fuck, if a forklift hits me, I signed a thing saying my family gets dick because their company forklift hit me.
And I have to quit.
You know, and right, now that I'm better, I can't go back to work there. I got to go find a new fucking job, explain why I only got one fucking leg. Okay. You know, companies only care about the company. They give no fucks anymore about you. Okay, this is why Amazon's having so many goddamn problems right now.
You know, watch out for Florida. Florida's the right to work state.
Yeah, Florida's even worse.
So if your company is based in Florida, you do not have to give holiday pay.
No.
If you're over 18, you do not have to get breaks other than a 30-minute lunch.
Right.
You don't have to. You don't have to give vacation time. You do not have to pay a Christmas bonus or a holiday bonus. The only thing you're required to do is to pay overtime if you're not on salary.
And then God forbid you work under the table.
Well, then
right?
the government comes after you for that.
Well,
you could fill a 1099 form out if you want.
Right.
Which is independent contracting.
Independent contracting, yeah. But again, there's loads of issues with that.
And if you do quarterly taxes.
You know.
It'll be made more in January to March and less, and it won't affect you.
Right. I'm just saying, like, you just got to be real careful about what you're doing.
But if you're knowledgeable in labor, I think the labor statistics and laws.
Right.
If you're knowledgeable in taxes, then you're fucked.
But again,
if you're not, you're fucked.
Again, these are all things they don't teach you in school, right? At no point are they
taught me how to write a check. They taught me how to balance a checkbook.
Right.
They taught me how to apply for a loan.
That's good. They didn't teach that
But that's
when I
only
was
for the
going to
ESE
school.
kids.
You know. Profit.
Did you know that?
Profit. Yeah.
It was only for the ESE kids. It wasn't a main elective.
Because they don't expect you to go anywhere.
Apparently
do shit,
not, but we learn more about social skills in ESE than the regular class taught you.
And then that's just like once you get up into high school and stuff like that, the ESE kids aren't just kids with slower learning.
No, we're in regular classes.
They're kids that they think they may have trouble with. Like I was put in ESE. I'm not dumb. I was just big. So they didn't want me in a regular sized class thinking that I was going to be a problem. You know, I wasn't allowed to go to elective schools that I tried to go to because
you're a problem child.
My father was literally told at one of the schools that I don't think we have the staff to deal with him.
If you lost control.
You know. And it's not like I was a bad kid. I didn't have a whole bunch of marks on my record. You know, stuff like that. It just, because of my size.
At any moment.
You know.
You felt like you weren't going to do something.
Yeah, they just felt, you know, like one day I'd snap and, you know, just beat up 30 adults or something.
But they didn't have the staff to
Yeah,
do
right.
That.
They didn't have the
It
staff.
actually could be like an insurance thing.
You know.
Like maybe the elected school didn't have the insurance to take care of it to be that kind of, to take on a 6'7" guy.
I don't think insurance is like, hey, if any of your school children are over 5'11",
It could be a security, yeah.
you know.
They could have that.
That'd be insane though. Like you just damn a whole, you know, generation of tall kids just because they were tall. That feels fucked up.
Well, it is, but the school can't handle it.
What handle what?
In case something happened.
Like what?
The kid flips out.
What's the difference?
We can't take his ass down.
So hold on. What's the difference if one tall kid flips out?
Well, you're not just tall.
Like I see,
You're not some lengthy motherfucker.
That drives me nuts. That'd irritate.
I know that would irritate you because you're part of the big group. But again, can anyone really stop you?
Move on. Go to
Be honest though. At that age,
go to the next. To the next news.
At that age, can anyone stop you if you actually lost your shit?
I work very hard to control my temper.
Yes, but they're not against you. But it's just a one. Not everyone's like you.
Again, though, that's you know, that's wrong. Just like you know what, Tim went to South Tech. Tim was tall.
6'1".
He's not 6'1". He's about 6'2", 6'3".
Everyone, that's a normal size.
know?
But when you deal with a 6'6" 16-year-old,
And Tim's batshit crazy. Like he'd fight you just for looking at him.
and they're like, "Hey, sir, can you stop smoking?" You're like, "No."
Well, that's with anyone. Like, what are you gonna? If the 4'11" kid, you know, you're like, hey, stop smoking that cigarette, 4'11" kid, come with me, and he's just like, no.
Yeah, and security scoops his ass, fuck it up.
What are you gonna do about it?
Pushes his ass against the wall.
Right, and then you have a whole other set of problems because now you've assaulted a child.
It's the 90s. It's fine.
Oh, it's the 90s. It was fine. Yeah. Just go to the next news.
They fucking scoop Brenna's ass against the wall.
Yeah, which is surprising because Brent's more likely to fucking knock your teeth out than.
Well, they wouldn't let go after that.
I'm sure. Wouldn't have woke up.
All right, it keeps giving me a thing. So Amazon was sued me, the biggest U.S. package carrier. Here's what it means for UPS and FedEx, according to Morgan Stanley. And I can't read the list because they want me to pay for it.
They want you to subscribe. So we actually talked about this a little bit yesterday, right? And there was actually another news that goes with the Amazon thing because Amazon's actually having trouble. Amazon's hiring up people like crazy.
You talking about the despite the busy storm thing? Is that it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because nothing else goes with that. Oh, yeah, no. Sheriff reveals more on FedEx.
No.
No?
No,
It must be the
about
storm.
Amazon.
It must be the storm thing.
So, but like I said, Amazon is hiring people like crazy. So if you need a job, go to Amazon. But they work your ass off.
I saw a skit. It showed people who worked in Amazon watched the South Park episode of the Amazon workstation.
Oh, yeah.
And when it was like crazy shit, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Did they have like a video camera in there? Like,
Well, the thing is like people talk, right? Like if you think you're gonna hire and fire a whole bunch of people for bullshit reasons,
they did it to Caitlin.
right? That you do, work them like horses. Okay, they're gonna talk, right? Like people talk, and people make TikToks about you, like Amazon. Your shit stink. Okay, so don't think you're just gonna slide under the radar.
They fired Caitlin for being pregnant.
What?
Yeah, she was working on one line, and she requested to go to a different thing, and they tried to put her like in the forklift or something like that, or something that she wasn't able to do because she was pregnant. So they let her go because she was unable to do her job.
Right, and that's what they say. Not because you're pregnant. And it's like, well, bitch, you shouldn't have been.
And she's like, I didn't ask to be transferred here.
You should have sucked dick. I don't know.
No, the boss was married.
No, but like, not got pregnant. That's just fucking crazy.
You're just a number. People keep telling me that when they're at work. See, when the mom and pop thing, you work with the same 10 people for like 3 years. So like,
Right.
Or 7, you become like a family. It's the same people you see every day, unlike a big warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I'm just a number. It's like, no, well, maybe the corporate, but not to
Right.
small managers, you're not. But when you work in a warehouse, you are just. How I always like refer it to her. It's like, oh, the slot shop, worst place to work on earth. Okay, you can work at the warehouse or at Walmart, and then the general manager comes in because now he's mad because his wife left him, and he's like, he tripped on something, he fired
Right.
you.
Comes in
And you're like, why am I fired? You go to your manager's like, I can't do nothing.
comes
You're
in and
fired.
fires you because your roommate pissed you off.
Well, no, you're like, he tripped, all right? And you're the first guy he sees. And he's like, why aren't you stationed? You know what? You're fired. And you go to your manager, you're like, hey, that was wrongfully. He's like, I can't do nothing.
That happens all the time,
But
then.
you go, yeah, other than if you work at a mom and pop place when you know the owner's name.
Right. Well, it still happens even there.
Yeah, that was if you work down there.
The problem is,
Mario can get your job back.
the problem is like if when you work a place that's not just you, right, or not a business you own, in order to make money, you have to deal with other people. Right.
Unfortunately,
Anywhere. There's virtually almost no job, with the exception of a few crazy jobs, right?
Well, no, even if you don't, say you're the person in the back, you just do the order, you don't talk to nobody.
You still
The guy up front has to deal with them, or your boss does. So
Right.
now you're still dealing with a customer, just through the boss.
Well, and then it's like, well, why weren't these restocked? They're still on the pallet. It's like, well, because I got 100 other things to do back here, Frank, and you're sitting up front on your fat ass talking to people all
you know,
day.
you just go home.
Yeah, right. And that's why I'm like, well, I'm gonna go home because you get your ass back here and do it, like But that's
Nobody with
just
someone else. Why didn't you send someone else to help me?
right. Like it's crazy.
I hated that.
I'm telling you, it's
When my boss quit, I worked driving and swap shop for a week because he was on vacation. Then he quit. As soon as he quit, they had a replacement already figured because he went and quit.
right.
I was like, where was he during the vacation? And I'm like, hey, when's my day off? They're like, oh, we forgot about you. You mean the guy who kept the place open for a week?
Bro, I remember one time.
Bro, I was like, because Tony, the guy who quit, covers for me on Tuesday. So who's going to cover me this Tuesday? Oh, we forgot about you.
When I was working for that car company, right? Every day or every month, once a month, they'd have a meeting, right? And everybody'd go to the meeting up front, right? So like 30, 40 people, right? Because you had the salesman, everybody worked in the shop, everybody.
Yeah, but the
right?
little extra, extraordinary, and ordinary.
They'd always remember everybody's birthday. In January, right, where my birthday was, there was like 10 people who had birthday. My boss is like, yo, don't, he said, keep your head down and do your fucking job and don't talk to a lot of people. So that's what I did, right? But the files, and when you fill out your shit, that's where your birthday is, and that's where the HR bitch would get your birthdays.
Yeah, we have it on our calendar.
Right, January came around. All the people in January got like cupcakes. Didn't even mention me.
Well, you're diabetic.
They didn't even say happy birthday, and they did it 2 years in a row.
You're just like,
right? I just kept my mouth shut. I'm just like, all right, no birthday here, you know.
I
And
don't exist.
well, it was weird because everybody knew who I was. Like, how do you miss
So, like, look at
me
Tatum.
walking? I still knew everybody, you know. They just never asked.
Keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut and do your job. And that's you know.
That's so hard for you to keep your mouth shut.
It is.
You
And
just talk to everybody.
I still talk to everybody, but I wasn't like causing problems, you know. If
my birthday was today.
yeah, I wasn't like, hey, where's my?
He knew it was your birthday, and
I
he
was-
didn't want to say nothing either. He's just like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, he didn't. The boss is just like, well, he was actually quite proud.
You know
His
why we
name
don't-
was Scott. He's like, you did what I asked you to do so well. They forgot you were here. Right? And I'm like, again, difficult. Right? Because I'm 6'7" sitting right here. Like, I know they saw me walk in.
Fire that guy.
Right? Fire that guy. Like, what does that guy do? Fire him.
He does
You know?
nothing.
He does.
We even noticed he was here.
Oh man, bro, the one guy used to send me to go get his personal like motorcycle parts. He's like, I need part. It was one of the managers, like the bay manager or whatever. It was crazy. You know, they all just do what they want, right? And never, yeah. That's why that place got sold.
Don't know how that is.
And well, and it was a Kia. Like nobody wants to buy. Everyone wants to buy Kia now, right? But
Now when you're there-
But nobody wanted to buy Kia then because this was like 5 years ago.
I hate the politics of management.
Moving on. What other news do we got? We're sitting on this too long. I'm
getting upset now.
so move on to
Oh,
this
Apple's planning to replace iPhones with AR headsets in 10 years.
See,
Or VR headsets.
right, like your Oculars and stuff for the PS4 and stuff like that. The
It's
problem
called Apple View.
the problem I have with this,
It's a rumor.
right, is motherfuckers are going to be trying to walk around,
You can see through it.
you know. Bitcoin is a scam.
It's our YouTube followers.
Who's that from?
Bitcoin's a scam. That's his name.
Oh, that is his name. A lot of people actually are doing Bitcoin, but you know,
We got Burnt Addict, Linda Dishonest, and Bitcoin's a scam.
Linda Dishonest. That's some crazy creative names they come up with on YouTube.
It's a concept.
What?
This. We are thanks to the pair of the VK micro LED display from Sony. OLED. Hey, that's the same thing as Nintendo.
Very first person who tries to play Pokemon Go on their VR Apple headset and walks into traffic.
Google had a concept with this with the Google glasses. Like
You
you
know.
put the glasses on
Yeah.
and it had your stuff like Tony Stark shit in the corner. You could take video.
I mean, again, as much as
Could see in front for you.
much
It had
as
a earpiece, so you'd be like, "Hello, Google."
you see it in television and stuff like that, like with your superhero movies, Iron Man and stuff. You know, it's got to move that way eventually, right?
Then it had the other VR headset when you can just show you playing Minecraft in the living room,
Right.
and it showed that it's a concept idea, and it showed you working on your motorcycle.
You
And
know,
then you
there's
take
like some nerd out there
It
who's
basically looks like Jarvis.
who's working with eye doctors trying to figure out how to do this without frying people's ocular nerves
Yeah,
and
because
shit like that.
Like you already look in the corner without
Right.
you noticing it, and you can't see your nose, stuff like that. No, if you look straight, you can't see the top of your nose. Some kind of optical illusion.
Some kind of fucking
But it's like automatically there, so you just look, and it'll show like a thing in the corner. It was like in the 80s, they had the stupid thing too when you're playing a VR Game
Right.
Boy. You go like this, tap the sides. And he's right.
cell phones are the downfall of America.
I wrote a thesis on it.
Did you?
Yeah. We have the concept was that technology was supposed to advance us, which it does in some points, but it made us stupider. Hence, we have the 15-second attention span now because of TikTok.
Right.
So in your pocket, you have the greatest library in the world, and all you do is watch porn and cat videos.
I like porn and cat videos.
So that's the downfall of it. If you want to read the whole thing on Einstein without paying for it, you can. You can watch YouTube lectures. You can watch college lectures on YouTube and learn something.
Right.
All you do is watch TikToks and porn.
See, that's I
That's the downfall of cell phones.
honestly, I do love like like, because I watch a lot of documentaries. I love documentaries. I love educational.
But you don't have to go to the library to get the stupid little
You
card to
know.
go find the book section at the
Right.
and then.
I mean, I can still do that if I that I
But
had
it's the same
to.
thing. Oh, who was in that movie? We go to IMDb.com.
You know.
We don't have to go to the
Right.
director's book to see who directed the last movie in 20 years.
No, you can just look it up.
Yeah.
And then you're moving on to the next thing.
And then you can't fool us like in World War II.
You
You can just say the word's over, and some small town's going to believe you because that's what the newspaper says.
Right. Well, and then they like even in How I Met Your Mother, they showed how the cell phones and shit changed and affected everything. And in that respect, that's still why I talk to people, right? I like talk.
Forces neck pains too.
Neck pains.
Looking down all the time.
Oh, you get that.
If you look on a city bus now, everyone's
doing like
headphones in, AirPods.
Well, that's because if you do if you sit up here like this, they think you're recording them.
Or the way
and you damn sure what?
Forces others to have immediate access to us 24/7.
Well, that too, yeah.
You agree to the terms.
That's
why I always like to speculate when it's like Apple's like, we want to use your location. I'm just like, why? Oh, I'm delivering.
Right. They can show where you are and what you're doing.
Or it's like, I'm looking for something like a CVS. It's like, why do you want to use my location, bro? Oh, so you tell me what CVS is in the area. Like, the phone book, gone. Completely gone.
They don't use it
The white
anymore.
book, gone.
Yellow pages.
White book was residential, and yellow book was businesses.
Right, they don't do that shit anymore.
Gone.
Well, it's like landlines. You don't have those anymore.
Only for businesses.
Some businesses.
In my mom's house. Yeah, she has a landline. Same phone number for the last 30 years.
It's just weird when you say that in my mom's house.
She has a landline.
If you need a landline, go to Justice's mom's.
But it's not a traditional one. It's a cable line that comes into a box.
Right, it's not the...
But then the landline comes out.
Everybody knows those as Ethernet cables now, but originally that's what landlines look like coming in from the house.
They were different fiber optics.
Right.
In your old houses, the way they were built, you would have a landline
built into the walls, yeah.
Built on the bottom of the wall. And if you got your own phone in your room...
Oh, yeah, you were...
In the 90s, different number.
See that? No. Normally it was all the same number.
You know how much that cost? Yeah. And then the internet came out, and then DSL came out, which you had to split your phone with your internet.
Yeah, you could either be on the internet or talk on the phone. You couldn't do both.
So DSL came out, and you could do both. And then your high-speed cable came out, and Wi-Fi, and...
All ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. To think
from 1950, think about it. Since 1947, the World War II and the whole alien thing in Roswell, technology has gone up in the last 100 years more than it did in 250. From the first cycled car, Ford, till now, we have a Tesla that drives itself.
Sort of. When it wants.
No, it'll drive to your phone, basically, where you are.
Yeah. Well, it is somewhat drive on the road by itself, too.
Yeah, you put autopilot and turn this way because it just does the traction.
But still.
But if you have to turn somewhere, it's not going to stop at the red light and turn to your destination now.
It really, that's
but you get what I'm saying? See how far cars have come in 100 years.
Right.
Compared to, if you think about it, when 2021, so 1921. So 120 years ago, we were in the Western times. At the very end of it in the 1900s.
Times change fast.
We went from barely having black and white TV.
We sound old.
We went from barely having black and white TV and hearing stories on the radio to a TV that comes out of your wall.
Full color.
Or a hologram almost.
Yeah. You can projections.
Computer that was the size of this room that can only calculate numbers in your pocket.
Big, massive maps in the video games and stuff like that. Instead of just little Pong.
We had more technology and a card that sings to you than we did in the World War II fighter jet.
That's true.
A lot happened after 1950.
That's fucked up. Next news.
They're trying to dumb you down.
I know.
They're trying to dumb you down.
It's all depressing today. It's all depressing.
It's all depressing today.
It's all depressing. Technology sucks.
It's just supposed to be good. It made us look stupid.
Soon, it'll be, get down, Sarah Connor. Get to the chopper if you want to live.
It's on Skynet.
And I'm just saying.
They said a Skynet and life was less complicated.
A lot simpler.
And then credit cards happened in 1980.
Right.
They
Everyone could
were
just
just giving houses away.
and just
They were.
next. Tell me the next news.
Despite busy storm track, snow may remain scarce in big cities along the East Coast. That means there's not going to be much snow. Knowing there's a snowstorm.
I feel like, I feel
That's the weird weather.
we don't get snow
No, this
here
is
at
over
all.
in Canada, Michigan,
Maine, stuff like that.
Maine, New York.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
we don't get fucking snow here. We get rain.
One
then
year it snowed in 49 states.
Right.
It was.
Well, it can
February
snow
two-
up towards the top of Tallahassee and
It was
stuff
February
like that.
2012. We woke
Right.
up one morning, and the United States was covered in a blanket of snow. Only in 49 states. Can you guess which one didn't have snow in it?
Hawaii.
Yeah. Not even on the fucking mountain. They couldn't find a thing of snow.
Hawaii does get some snow though.
They get the snow in the mountain. They couldn't
Yeah.
find one.
Oh, apparently Brent agrees with Bitcoin.
Brent
is
got a
now-
new friend.
Oh god.
He's mine. You stay away from my fucking.
I feel like though, like if
No, it
Bitcoin
snowed
get me
in Jacksonville that
cash,
year and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Last time it snowed in Miami was 1970.
Yeah.
Snows. It had flurries in Orlando as close as 2008.
Yeah. Like you said,
It doesn't stick. The ground's way too hot.
when you drive up Florida, you can feel the.
It doesn't stick. The ground's too hot.
No, what I'm saying is you can feel the temperature changing as you're driving up the coast.
Oh, for sure.
I know.
I can tell the difference between this cold and Tennessee cold,
It's the dryness.
or the wetness in the air. Tennessee was beautiful when it snowed. When I moved up to where you were, I was in the back of a truck in the fucking shorts. I could see the ice on the mountains. I was like, oh my god,
See, I'd have been fine.
this is a bad mistake.
My problem would have been sitting there smoking.
Yeah, but then all
getting-
your friends laughed at us because we were cold in 40-degree weather. And we
Yeah.
laughed at them because they were hot in 70-degree weather. And they looked at us like, why aren't you hot? And we're like, this is Florida winter. What do you mean? This is not hot. I'm not going to put a jacket on.
I was fine, right?
I sweat twice in Tennessee.
That explains a lot.
And once because Dad put the heater on.
Right. Then we blocked up all the vents because we weren't having that.
No, I have the window open with a fan in it.
What's the next news? What else we got?
Channing Tatum announces Magic Mike 3 movie.
Sounds like that's gonna be like old Mike,
He's the one teaching it.
all right? Like
Directed by Steven Spielberg. Magic Mike's Last Dance.
last. Should have been. It probably should have been Magic Mike too.
I'm just saying, once you get married and have kids, I don't think you should be doing Magic Mike anymore.
I'm not a big Magic Mike fan. Is it like I never actually seen the movies, so I don't know
you
what.
can really see him grow. I mean,
That's
like from Step Up, how skinny he was, until he was like a football player in some movie, until he just became a star.
Well, that's like the Fast and the Furious. Is they probably should just.
It's two more.
They've done 9
Two
of
more.
them.
10 and 11.
10 and 11.
And apparently, I heard Van Diesel's trying to get The Rock back in.
Yeah, most of the time I just watch the first like 3. Right.
I just don't know.
The
I
second
can't
one's
take
my
it.
favorite one.
Logically, other than Brian having FBI training and cop training and martial art training due to his background as an officer,
Right.
the guy killed 17 special forces agents. He left the hospital in ruins. And you tell me the street racers beat him?
Who are you talking about, Shaw?
Yeah. Both Shaws.
Both Shaws.
Guy was freaking Shaw 1 was a precision fucking. He worked for their government in Britain, and
Yeah.
MI6.
Yeah, the movies
His
don't.
brother was a special agent in MI6,
Like I said,
taken out by family. Like, come on.
again, my biggest problem is when they moved away from the cars.
I give you robbing the guy in fucking Cuba, or no, not Cuba. In is it Cuba? No,
Mexico,
no. When they're in Brazil.
Brazil.
I get that. You guys are probably smart enough to do all that, and if you figure it out, Taj has computer genius. The guy's had a
That was
safe.
a lot.
I get that you're stealing gas over in fucking Puerto Rico. I gotcha.
I think that was the last one I liked.
After that, you're fighting MI6 special agents,
Special forces.
and all of the world. The cop, fucking the Rock guy, had to go get your team.
That dude fell out of a building like 20 stories and fucking
This
survived.
guy, special when like they call him when the boogeyman's on the run, goes and gets your team to go fight an MI6 special agent.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's too much. Yeah.
And then Mr. Nobody again knows another secret organization in America's government knows who Vin Diesel is because he beat a guy half to death with a fucking crowbar.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's like
Why is he on a special list?
that's like what's Jurassic Park on its 6th one coming up now?
Yeah.
6, Ghostbusters on 5.
Yeah, the other one didn't count.
What other one didn't
girl
count? Why didn't it count?
It didn't count. It's not part. It's not canon.
It's a Ghostbusters movie that happened,
Different timeline.
but there's 5 Ghostbusters movies.
Only 4 count.
No, wait, 4 Ghostbuster movies. There wasn't a third Ghost. No, it's only 4.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, 3 Back to the Futures. Although Back to the Future was good all the way through. I didn't like the second one as much as the third one. The first and the third one are my favorite.
I like the second one.
The second one, well, of course you do, because you're, complicated
No, it
and
has the
fucking
time
odd.
loops.
It just, I get how it made sense, but
Well, he's already in a different timeline in the beginning.
moving on.
He made 2 timelines.
What else do we got? How many more we got?
Couple.
Let's say we're at 50 minutes in because you're rambling.
Texas man spent 1.6 million in PPP loans on cars, Rolexes, and clubs. He has been sentenced to more than 9 years in prison. PPP loans are for your paychecks for your employees. So if you own a business, they would help you bill you out to help with your pay revenue.
How the fuck?
So what they did was just take it and spend it on themselves.
How the fuck did you get 6 million?
1.6 million.
Oh, excuse me, 1.6
If you have
million.
6 factories.
That's just insane, though, that you can, nobody checked. Like, nobody.
No, they did. You have to go and report it when you pay your taxes and you do your thing. You don't have to pay the loan back, but you have to prove that you gave it to your employees in your company and not you. He couldn't prove it. He went to jail.
My thing is, right, is you're smart enough to get these loans,
Didn't read the whole thing.
but you're not smart enough to cover your ass, right? Like that's
Remember
just
that church guy?
that's which
I
church
spent
guy?
Louis Vuitton was for my church apparel.
Oh, right, I had to look good. I had to look great for church. Jesus fuck. It's stupid crimes and so. Remember, if you're gonna do something dumb, try to be smart about it.
Well, they thought it was free money because they heard you didn't have to pay it back, but you had to prove it was for your company and the payroll to keep you keep your employees employed throughout the pandemic. If your job wasn't making money,
Like that's just crazy though. Like you grab the money. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and buy me a Rolex. I got money. Let me go buy this Lamborghini. I got money. Fucking
anyone that had a business, even your own business, you could have did it for yourself.
shit. We should have started paying ourselves.
We didn't make any profit, so we can't do.
It was like, hey, our business, we need money.
We're a nonprofit. We don't make any money.
We don't tell them that apparently.
Still got to apply for the LLC. We got to apply something that we have loss.
That sounds like a producer problem. That's not a
That's
star.
a lawyer problem. That's not a producer problem.
Well, then apparently we need to find. We have lots of friends. None of them became lawyers. None of our friends became lawyers. Like none of our friends. DJ, he's not a lawyer or something now.
He lives off the government or something.
Bob, he's not a lawyer.
Bob.
Yeah, maybe Bob would be he'd be a terrible lawyer.
Bob, the closest thing we got to a lawyer is Sonia.
She's a psychologist. She's not a. We needed a lawyer. Like, Skippy became a computer hacker, but we never.
Done that.
Well, yeah, we never saw him again though.
Well, that became a really good Domino's pizza driver. Like I don't know.
If we ever need a pizza delivery, you call.
He's on time.
He's always on time when he's not parking Space Shuttle.
All right, we gotta this up.
Uh-huh.
Virginia grandfather did something good. Spreading a holiday chill with his annual Christmas light display featured 1.5 million lights. Because of his granddaughter's wish.
What does the electric bill look like? Like, would you just get a generator to run all that instead of? I think my co-host has to pee.
Mitchell always put up lights, he said, but the large display always started at the request of his granddaughter. Marion Johnson 6, who asked for 100 lights one year, responded and gave her even more.
I feel like a lot of people go nuts for the Christmas lights and stuff this time of year, the decorations.
In 2020, he put up 1.2 million lights in Good Morning America and increased it to 1.5 million.
I like the ones they got now where they can decorate the whole house and then it does songs or like skits or whatnot.
I do too.
Those are my favorite. All right, what's the last one?
It's not the last one. There's still more. 2 more after this one. Sheriff reveals more on FedEx sabbatical that had packages dumped in a ravine. A FedEx driver made at least half a dozen trips to discord hundreds of packages in the woods ravine.
Just like fuck it, they're
According
delivered.
to the local authorities investigating the matter, roughly 400 people were a victim of theft. Some of the residents of the county and some not.
Some guy didn't want to deliver his shit, just backed up and threw all the stuff out. That's fun.
More than 400 packages of various shapes and sizes was found on Wednesday, November 24th.
That's like
A ditch off a wooden trail.
It's like dumping off the money. I'd have probably been in there opening them up, seeing what'd we get? You know, just grab that shit and run. But I'm a terrible person. That's why.
Miller High Life is selling gingerbread dye bar kits.
Oh yeah, you can make little bars.
Dye bars.
I think that's all the time we have for today, folks.
Nope, we got one more Elon Musk. It's not like this. We can't go warp drive.
Well, no, they don't have.
We don't know about dark matter.
They don't have propulsion systems, basically. You know.
He wants to go warp speed.
Now we're waiting for video signal.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. And that's all the time we have today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias.
Also, it's December, so our charity or Toys for Tots. Don't forget we have audio version on Anchor FM, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasting needs.
Don't forget that we do 2 shows. Tuesdays, we do a show on Tuesday.
Between the hours
of 10 and 12 p.m. 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Wednesday between hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Toodaloo.
Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned. See you next week.